Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's live stream, and let us begin with telling you what we've been watching. So, what have you been watching lately, Lou?
Me, I've seen a few movies, watched a few shows. So in terms of streaming or shows, I've been watching Stick and Smoke, both on Apple TV. And I've been watching Eastbound and Down, which is an older show which has Danny McBride in it, and it's executive produced by Will Farrell. So I'm in the second season of that show. I've been told it's hilarious, so I thought I'd give it a watch. The first season had funny bits, but the second season's definitely getting funnier. In terms of movies, what I've watched, the Jurassic World Rebirth. I watched Superman last night. And I watched an older movie, Hot Chicks, that I hadn't seen in many years. That was kind of inspired because I saw the trailer for Freaky Friday, and I was talking to my wife about what we thought was the best switch body movies, because there's quite a lot of them, and I thought Hot Chicks was the funniest of the lot. So she'd never seen it, so we watched it. What have you been watching?
So lately I've been watching Netflix shows, and I've been watching 2 limited series, and the third one just started. And the first one is 0 Day with Robert De Niro, and the concept is that he's a former president, that he's experiencing some mental issues, he's seen things, and then why he gets back into power is because there's a terrorist attack that happens in American soil, and they come up with this like commission that has powers that they're like remembrance and their rights. This commission actually have the power to arrest people without warrants. So because of this terrorist attack, they bring him in to lead the investigation who causes the attack. So for the first 3 episodes, I was like, I'm really enjoying this. The mystery is really awesome. Of course, they blame the Russians for it. Well, I was like, I would have thought it would have been better if they kind of blamed China instead of the Russians, but they decided to do it on the Russians. And obviously, it's not the Russians because it's kind of it's kind of predictable point. So, kind of finding out who's behind it and who's the main people behind it. I thought it was a little bit kind of unfortunate because it is kind of predictable who it is and what the motives are, but it is pretty good if you want something political. It's kind of like, what's a good example? Kind of like Mr. Robot and what's the other one? Mr. Robot and House of Cards mash into one. So if you like those sort of shows, I think you would like this one. And the other limited series is Adolescence. What in this show, this 13-year-old has been accused of murdering a young girl. And what's really curious about this show is that each 4 episodes actually don't have any cuts or don't have any just one-shot takes. So the first episode is shot within their house and then getting arrested, and then the rest is shot within the police station. The second episode is shot within the high school or primary school, and then the third episode is shot in like a mental institution, and then the fourth episode is shot within the family and trying to come to terms with what the verdict was. So really awesome show. If you want something quick to watch, it's kind of like Defending Jacob if you've seen that show, but highly recommend it if you want something quick to watch.
Okay, I've heard a lot of people speak highly of Adolescence, so it's definitely on my list of things to watch.
It is British show.
Yeah, I know that's your thing. It's not usually mine. What about, have you watched any movies this month since the last live stream?
Last movie I watched was F1.
Okay. Well, out of those 2 things you've watched, what was your favourite so far?
Probably Adolescence.
Yeah, you finished that now?
Yeah.
what would you give that roughly out of 5?
Out of 5, probably a 4.
Okay. How good compared to other miniseries that we like? Better or worse than what's the one with the kids in the New York park?
When they see us.
Yeah, better or worse than that?
That's probably better because it goes for longer and it's pretty horrific. This is still a good show, but I think that show was also good.
Have you seen? You've seen. Oh, I can't remember. I thought of another show you might be compare it to, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so that's what you thought was the best. For me, the thing out of what I've watched since our last live stream, I thought was the best. I think Superman was the best movie I saw. Really, really impressed with Superman. I look forward to doing a review with you when you've seen it. The best streaming thing I've been watching on streaming, I think I'm liking Smoke a lot more than I'm liking Stick. Stick is a good show. Just as a golfer, I watch and I pull apart the golf things, which I know I probably shouldn't do. But I can see the reverse. A movie like F1 I really like, but I know fans of F1 racing kind of pulled that apart. So I guess it goes to show that sometimes things aren't made for the fans. Sometimes it's made for everyone.
Yes.
And sometimes I guess it's like that idea: don't let the truth get in the way of a good story. That sometimes these sports shows need to be unrealistic because the story is more important than whether it's realistic or truthful or not. So that's what we've been watching. What's coming out soon? So Superman came out yesterday. You're looking forward to seeing it. Fantastic Four in 2 weeks' time. We've been talking a bit about which one you thought would be better. So you having not seen either of them, which do you think are you expecting to be the better of the two movies?
I personally think Fantastic Four because personally I think Superman will be better than what I assume it will be, but I find Superman a character. I'm personally a Batman fan, so I think from what I've heard, Superman, I think it's better if you're actually not a Superman fan. I think you'll like it more. But the Batman Matt Reeves movie might be one of the best superhero movies because it just feels like it does well, not just as a superhero movie, but as a movie in different genres. What I feel like the Superman movie, it doesn't do well in different areas. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm still looking forward to Superman. But I feel like Fantastic Four, it's kind of has the vibe of like a superhero movie, but also a drama as well, and coming together and trying to defeat a villain at the end.
Yeah, having seen the Superman film, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like for me, it's a 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5. Like it's very, very solid, very funny. I think if you like Peacemaker, you'll like this. It's in the very similar vein to Peacemaker, very similar comedy. Obviously, the same director and writer from Peacemaker, which makes a lot of sense. I think if you like Guardians of the Galaxy, you're going to really like this film. It has, again, the same vibe, but same director again. So he has a very much a niche type of theme he follows in his content. But I still just think that Fantastic Four is going to be more epic. I think it's built up. But I also don't want to be biased considering Fantastic Four is a franchise I'm not too familiar with, and Superman's a franchise I'm a big, big fan of. So I can say as a fan, this didn't let me down. I am more of a Batman fan, so I'm not an expert on Superman. So I must say this definitely went for a more fun Superman opposed to the Henry Cavill ones.
Yeah.
Is that more reflective of the comics? I don't know. I have not read Superman comics, but I think it's a good direction, and I think it fits in with this universe that he's building inside the DC universe, that they're a bit more fun. And then you've got obviously the other realms of the universe where, Batman with Rob Pattinson's dark and the Joker's very dark, and this is lighthearted, very lighthearted. So I think there's a place for it, and I think it did really well. So that is I think Fantastic Four will be a better film, but I think Superman definitely surpassed expectations.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we've got coming out. Comparing those two, we both, we're at that halfway mark of the year. What's your top 5 for movies starting to shape up to be?
Definitely F1. Definitely Warfare. Thunderbolts. Sinners. And see what else.
Yeah, I'm at the moment. I don't know whether I think F1 is better than Superman. I don't want to be biased because I'm a fan of Superman, and then also, am I blown away by F1 because it was a new world for me, something I wasn't exposed to. So it's hard to compare the two. I'm going to have to break down the scores. I do think F1 will probably outscore it because visually, the visuals in F1, because they were real, it just blew me away. Where I think Superman is like your typical superhero film. So I reckon it might get done for points because of effects.
Yeah.
But yeah, Superman was a good movie. So I think F1's looking at probably going to be 1, Superman 2 for now, Warfare. A lot of these films have been ones that have been probably more experiences. Like I think F1 was an experience. I think Warfare was an experience. Superman was kind of just fun. Like it's a really fast start of a film, and it just stays fast the whole way, and I like that. So I think that kind of blew me away. So yeah, that's where it's kind of shaping up for me. Seen a lot of bad movies this year, like ones that I can't even remember off the top of my head. I'm trying to forget them. Minecraft's definitely on that list of the bad movies, but there's been some good ones, and Sinners is one that I kind of dabble with. Did I like it, or did I just think I like it? Because there's lots of bits that I thought were fantastic, but then also I just don't know if it's a film I'd watch again. Where F1, I would go see that at the cinemas again.
Yeah.
And I think I'd do the same for Superman, but I don't think I could say the same for Sinners.
Yeah, one-time watch.
Yeah.
Like Oklahoma.
Yeah, so that's kind of how my top 5's shaping up. What about shows? Do you think have you watched enough yet to really get a good top 5 yet? I know I'm struggling, but there's a lot of shows that I'm smashing through now.
Probably top 3. So for me, probably Severance, Department Q, and probably Paradise, but still need to watch.
So what's Paradise about? I saw a picture for it the other day.
Paradise, the concept is that there's 2 timelines going on. So the main timeline is that they're in the bunker because there's been an incident that has caused a event, and people have had to move in the bunker. So everyone in the bunker thinks everyone in top has died. So basically the government and the rich people have built the bunker. So basically if you knew people, if you made the lottery, you could live in the bunker and basically survive what the natural disaster was.
Okay. Thinking for me, what mine's shaping up, something like Smoke, Stick, Always Sunny in Philadelphia comes out, if not already out, soon. Like I just already know that's going to be one. Like I like that show so much, and being a comedy, I can't see it disappointing. So I think that's almost a shoo-in for number 1 for me. Well, number 1 for enjoyment, maybe not the best quality show. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping with movies that Happy Gilmore 2 blows me away and it makes it up there. Like Happy Gilmore 1 is one of my favourite movies of all time. Adam Sandler's easily my top 5. Don't think he's the top 5 best actors, but he's top 5 favourite actors for me. He has a lot of films that would make my top 10 of all time. And yeah, I'm hoping that coming out next 2 weeks' time, that movie's going to blow me away and get in that top 5. So in terms of things you want to talk about, you mentioned you want to do another of these versus battles between actors. Yeah. So which ones are we going to do this week?
Well, the 2 are Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, and it's kind of fitting because with the F1 movie, the director has done both actors.
Yeah, so they're 2 veterans of the screen. Brad Pitt being a bit younger than Tom Cruise, but both have had very long careers. And generally, when you ask people like who are the top actors they can think of, they generally throw out Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise are almost the first two that come to mind. Might chuck in a Leonardo DiCaprio, and then we start to move to like Denzel and Samuel L. Jackson. But most people go to Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. They are kind of the go-to. They're also probably not the original Hollywood heartthrobs, but those that have been around the most in our lifetime. Where people always seem to refer to like when someone's like good looking, they go, "Oh, he's no Brad Pitt." Like they still say that. And I think Tom Cruise had his moment where people always used to think he was the good looking guy. So let's compare the numbers of their careers. So they both. Brad Pitt debuted in 1991, just before I was born, in a movie called Thelma and Louise. And they said that was his debut and a breakout, where Tom Cruise in 1981, a whole 10 years earlier, debuted in Endless Love, and Risky Business in 1983 was his breakout with the famous scene of him coming out in his like undies and tie and on socks skidding. So Brad Pitt's been active since 1987, Tom Cruise since 1981. Do you want to have a guess how many films each of them have made?
I would assume Brad Pitt has made more money, but Tom Cruise has been in more movies.
Well, let's go films. How many films do you reckon they've made? They're both above 40 and less than 100, if that gives you anything to help them.
60?
60 each, you think?
Yeah.
Brad Pitt's done 80 and Tom Cruise has done 45.
Oh, okay.
So a 10-year longer career. 6 years longer career, but way less films. Obviously, a bit more selective. Devotes his time to Scientology, so he doesn't have as much time available. They describe their acting range as both being action, drama, sci-fi, but Brad Pitt gets psychological thriller added to his list. I'm guessing that's for Fight Club. In terms of production, Tom Cruise has Cruise Wagner Productions, and Brad Pitt is involved in Plan B Entertainment for doing movies like 12 Years a Slave.
That was a great movie.
Academy Awards, Brad Pitt has 2 wins, 1 for acting, 1 for producing. Tom Cruise has 0 wins. Golden Globes, 2 for Brad Pitt, 3 for Tom Cruise. BAFTAs, 0 each. Tom Cruise 5 nominations though. Tom Cruise only had 1 nomination. And notable wins, Brad Pitt won Best Supporting Actor for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where Tom Cruise won Best Actor for Born on the 4th of July at the Golden Globes. Never seen that film. So their biggest hits, Brad Pitt was World War Z, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Troy and Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Tom Cruise, we've got Top Gun Maverick and Mission Impossible and War of the Worlds as his biggest hits. World War Z made $540 million, where Top Gun Maverick made $1.5 billion, so 3 times the amount of Tom Cruise's top movie. I forget that Brad Pitt was in World War Z. It's a movie I thought was pretty decent. In terms of franchises, Brad Pitt's in the Oceans franchise, and Mission Impossible and Top Gun Maverick and Jack Reacher is Tom Cruise. He's in quite a lot of franchises.
Yes.
What's worth talking about? So we know that I think Tom Cruise is smashing at the box office with Mission Impossible and Top Gun alone.
Yeah.
Should we attempt a top 5 combined of their movies? Do you want me just to get off a list?
Okay.
List. Okay, so I've just asked, give us their top 10 best movies each. I guess it's ambiguous, but gives us something to work with. So I'll spit out my list and see if that can give you help with where you go. So I'm going to start at number 1. Both of these, I think Fight Club is the best movie out of all of them combined. I'm going to go The Big Short at number 2. So Brad Pitt's got 1 and 2. It's a movie I really like. Top Gun Maverick at 3. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning at 4. And then at 5, I'm going to go Jerry Maguire. So for some options for you, we've got Fight Club, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, 7, Inglourious Bastards, 12 Monkeys. I changed that. I forgot about Moneyball. I'm putting Moneyball in the list at number 5. I really like Moneyball. I'm putting Moneyball on the list, but I'm moving it up. I'm going to have that ahead of The Big Short. So I think that makes it 3. Troy, Ocean's 11, and then Top Gun Maverick, Jerry Maguire, Rain Man, all the Mission Impossibles, Magnolia, A Few Good Men, Last Samurai, Minority Report, Edge Tomorrow. You know, a rough tell us roughly what you think the top 5 movies combined between them would be.
I would say number 5 would probably be Moneyball.
Yep.
And then number 4 would be Jerry Maguire.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 3 would be Big Shot. And then number 2 would be Fight Club. And then number 1 would be
The Mission Impossibles, Top Gun.
Yeah, I'm going to go Mission Impossible, the first part of Final Reckoning.
Okay. No Top Gun in there.
I would put in Top Gun Maverick, but I think I prefer Mission Impossible more than Top Gun Maverick.
Okay. Yeah, I don't mind. That's good choices. I really like The Big Short and Moneyball. I think they're very good movies, true stories. It's got that mathematical, financial element in it for both of them, so I really enjoyed that. I think The Big Short's a movie a lot of people haven't seen or forget about it. You know, you got Christian Bale, Brad Pitt,
Stephen Carell.
Yeah, Stephen Carell, and someone else big in there. Ryan Gosling. Yeah, so there's like a lot of big stars in that. Okay, so that's our top 5. Out of those, who do you think's had the better career, and which one would you pick to star in your next movie?
Well, originally I would actually say Tom Cruise, but lately I would probably say Brad Pitt. Lately, like I've always loved Tom Cruise's movies, but I don't know. I think lately I used to not like Brad Pitt as much, but when I think about it, I can't fault Brad Pitt's performance in F1. I think he's won me over. I think I like Tom Cruise's movies more, but when it comes to acting, I think I got to give it to Brad Pitt.
I think we missed it in our top 5. Neither of us put F1, and I actually think F1 is the best of the lot. So we totally got our top 5 wrong. So I am agreeing with you. I think I used to think that Tom Cruise had the better career, and I think most people probably do think that. But I personally think that Brad Pitt's career is way better movies. I think Tom Cruise made a lot of money off doing things like Mission Impossible. But if you're not into Mission Impossible and you just look at the rest of his catalogue, it's a bit of a snooze fest to me. I really don't care too much about that. Where I think Brad Pitt kind of appeals to a lot of people. I think, you know, the whole him being like married to Jennifer Aniston or together with her for a long time kind of propelled his fame. So a lot of people know him through that. I think he's also young. He's a lot younger, so he's marketable. He's got a lot of movies still to come, and I think the best of Brad Pitt still to come for sure. So I think Brad Pitt's had a better career, and I think Brad Pitt would be, if I had to do a movie tomorrow and it's between those two, I think Brad Pitt. I actually think Tom Cruise does not look natural when he acts. Something about him, he just seems fake and plastic, and it off-puts me. I think he does good Mission Impossible, but I think if I was going to do any other movie besides an action film, I don't know if I could put Tom Cruise in it anymore.
With the movie with Brad Pitt, what would you cast him as the villain, or what role would you give Brad Pitt?
That's a good question. I didn't really think too much about what film it would be, but I was just kind of imagining like, I don't know, he seems to have this same kind of generic role now. He's kind of like the cool dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be something like, was he in that George Clooney movie, The Wolves? Was that him in that with George Clooney? Like the movie wasn't great, but he was just cool in it. So I think it's some kind of movie where he's the older, cooler guy. I think even if I was going to do like a spy movie, like I know he's been in a Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I think I would go him. Like I think even if I was going to do another Mission Impossible style movie, I think Brad Pitt would be more believable. I just think he's a crazy good actor. After seeing his performance in F1, I was like, I believe any role he takes on. Where I think, to me, Tom Cruise, not that he's not a good actor, I just kind of watching it. I can't see beyond the Scientology thing. He just seems weird to me. So yeah, as to what role it would be, I don't know, but I think it's that kind of older, cooler guy. Like we even see the same thing in Ocean's 11. He's not old enough. He's kind of like the cool guy, and like telling people, like he's just smooth. I just think that's the role he plays. He's very believable. Okay, so you had this idea, and we've done this before, of a game where we go with the best lines. So we're going to ask ChatGPT to spit out some lines of art from movies, and we got to guess what it is.
Yes.
I've asked it not to make it too easy, but not ridiculous, because otherwise it's going to spit out things like "I'll be back," and it's like, well, it's just too easy. You need something a bit harder than that. Okay. Okay, no, here's the line. The line is, "Help me, help you." What movie is it from?
I believe it's from Jerry Maguire from Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but I think that could be right. It's like, "Help me, help you." All right. It's from Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
It did ask whether I wanted it to do things from those movies, and I said no. So I'm hoping we're not just going to keep getting Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt movies, because then I'll have to ask the question again. Number 2 is, what's in the box?
What's in the box, Tom? Mission Impossible.
Is it?
I believe so. I feel like I just watched that one, Mission Impossible.
It's from 7.
Ah.
Brad Pitt. It's from the intense final scene where Brad Pitt's character, Detective Mills, confronts the killer in the desert.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, it's the next one is, "You Can't Handle the Truth." Oh wait, that's not Tom Cruise, is it? That's from
True Good Man.
Yeah, but she's a Tom Cruise film. Okay. Can you please stop using? Got it. I'll switch. No more quotes from Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise movies. Okay.
Thank you.
Number 5. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Sounds familiar.
Life moves pretty fast.
I'm going to ask for a clue. Here's a clue. It's from an 80s teen comedy about high school students who fake being sick to skip school and end up having a wild day in Chicago, completed with a parade float and a red Ferrari. I know the answer. That's very, very easy. Very, very. The clue is so obvious that it gives it away.
I don't think I've seen the movie.
Okay, I'll give you. I'm trying to think if I could give you a clue where you might be able to work it out if you haven't seen it. It stars Matthew Broderick.
Matthew Broderick. Don't know.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I'm going to ask you anyway, but I know what it's about. It's from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Matthew Broderick plays Ferris, the ultimate king of skipping school and living in the moment. Number 6. There's no place like home.
No.
Is the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah.
It's from the Wizard of Oz. Number 7. Here's an easy one. That'll do, pig. That'll do. You remember what it's from?
That'll do, pig.
Do you remember? It's from Babe.
Yeah.
That'll do, donkey. That's Shrek. What movie is it? It's from Babe.
Babe.
Serious. Number 8. Why so serious?
Why so serious? The Dark Knight.
Correct. Number 9. I said I didn't want it to be super obvious and it didn't listen. I see dead people.
I See Dead People. The Joker.
Nah, it's from the Sixth Sense. He goes, I see dead people.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, what's he? He's something Osment, Haley Osment. I think his name is. Okay, I'll do a couple more. Haley Joel Osment. Number 10, To Infinity and Beyond.
Toy Story.
Quotes from Toy Story. 11, They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom.
Independence Day.
I think it's the one with Mel Gibson, and he's like a Scottish soldier.
Oh, Braveheart.
Yeah, Braveheart. Yeah, it's from Braveheart. Number 12, Just Keep Swimming. Just Keep Swimming.
Finding Nemo.
Yeah. Number 13, You're Killing Me, Smalls.
Killing Me, Smalls.
I don't know. Clue? It's from the 1990 coming-of-age baseball movie about a group of kids playing in a dusty neighborhood field. It features a legendary dog, a lost Babe Ruth sign ball, and lots of summer fun.
Never seen it.
It's the movie is called the. Oh, I can't think of it's called. I can picture exactly. It's like the. Oh, I give up. Sandlot, so it's called. I could picture everything about that movie except for the name. Number 14, I'm serious and don't call me Shirley.
Oh, I feel like I know that quote, but I don't know if I've seen the movie.
I think it's called like the Naked Gun, and it's what's the name of the actor? I don't know. I think the movie's called The Naked Gun. It's from Airplane, but I knew it was on a plane, but it's the actor I'm thinking of, but he's in The Naked Gun. But my precious.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Smashing it out. Too easy. From Lord of the Rings. Number 16. You're going to need a bigger boat. Is that from an ad?
Gonna need a bigger boat.
Mm.
Don't know.
Let's find out. Jaws.
Ah,
Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Number 17. There's no crying in baseball.
no crying in baseball.
I have a feeling it's going to be League of Their Own. From League of Their Own. Tom Hanks and a grumpy coach in one of the film's most iconic, hilarious moments. I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy asking him to love her. What's that from?
I don't know.
I was thinking it's The Notebook, but I don't think it is. I reckon it's like 16 Candles or something like that. Notting Hill. Julia Roberts to Hugh Grant. This is Sparta.
300.
Never seen that.
Haven't you?
Nope. Roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads. Gonna be like some cool action film. Clue. I'm gonna ask for a clue whenever it's one I think we could get. Okay, this line's from a 1980 science fiction film involving travel in time and a DeLorean. A wild Harry. Yeah. Don't recall that line. Also, never seen the movie. Okay, I'll do 3 more before we wrap this up. 21. I feel the need for speed.
Fast and the Furious.
I can't think of what it is, but I don't think it's Fast and
Oh,
Furious.
Need for Speed.
Isn't it Top Gun?
Yeah.
Top Gun. You said no more Tom Cruise film. You lied to us. Hakuna Matata.
Lion King.
I saw someone with that tattooed on their foot the other day.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, why? You is kind, you is smart, you is important.
I don't know.
I know, I was thinking of that like in Rush Hour. You know, he's like, oh, you is blind. No, I is deaf. I thought it was that. It's from The Help.
The hell?
Never seen that movie. I know it was very liked and won a lot of awards. So 2 more. It's not what I'm underneath, but it's what I do that defines me. Not where I am underneath, but what I do that defines me.
Don't know.
Just got a clue. Come on. Yeah, I don't know what that could even mean. It's having a think. It's from a superhero movie directed by Christopher Nolan about a billionaire who becomes a masked vigilante in a gritty, realistic take on a comic book character, and it's not from the Joker.
Batman.
Yeah, I don't remember that. It's not what I'm underneath, but what I do that defines me. I don't remember that. Okay, last one. To me, you are perfect.
To me, you are perfect. Sounds like something from a love story.
Yeah. I don't know, Pinocchio. Love Actually.
Ah.
It's spoken during the iconic cue card scene, heartfelt moment in the Christmas rom. Okay, so that's it's the guy that plays not Daryl, like Rick in The Walking Dead.
Oh, yes.
And he's talking to Keira Knightley and he's got the cards and he doesn't actually say it, it just says it on there.
Mm.
That's a tricky one. That wasn't even a spoken line, it was words. Okay, that was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's wrap it up.
Well, thank you for watching, and if you enjoy this live stream, stay tuned for the next one. Let the force be with you, and have a great rest of your day, and like and subscribe. Bye-bye!
See ya.